Hi guys and welcome back to the channel. This is Wrestling Review Annual and in this video and in this video I'm gonna chat about women think Elwin I Elwin I'll never be a world heavyweight champion in WWE and about how booking's been a bit all over the he's to the point where he's a jobber to the stars. So anyway, he's bit of context. We're gonna go back a bit to obviously his SummerSlam Summer to it, and he won the belt. Asked him here the US belt that is against Hogan Paul. Um, when I was getting big crowd reactions before, well then he was getting viral hits going up against factions like Hit Row in 2023, etc., and his popularity really began to build after the match with Roman Reigns, which Elwin I unfortunately lost. But since then, it's been really up and down, and since he challenged the Logan Paul when on the US belt for Armor at SummerSlam last year. Um, it's really been downhill for him again. It's been kind of stop-starty with him. Because obviously it's for us reign United States champion. He was kinda stuck between feuding with Santos Escobar and Carmelo Hayes. There wasn't really too much to his first in um his first reign would ultimately end at the hands of Nakamura at Survivor Series last year in Vancouver. Um, Ultimately, Knight would win the belt back, but again, it just felt as though he was a placeholder for Jacob Fatu, and it felt as though very early on you kinda knew that his second reign wasn't gonna last. Wasn't gonna last them too long if the US belt either. And sadly that was kind of the case. It felt as though throughout the two reigns that WWE didn't know what opponent to Fidelity in 92nd reign, and ultimately he was a transitional champion over to Jacob Fatu. And it would just be weeks or so was it would just be weeks or so was but until I know so was contingent and the bloodline beating him down, beating him and beat the tongue in fact himself and so was it what and right away it kind of relegated them to that sort of stance. He's also featured in three Money in the Bank ladder matches for like the two world championships, and he hasn't even won any of them. And it's becoming shite to be an L in eight fan. To be honest, because yes, you enjoy the guys' promos, you enjoy seeing the catchphrases at home, you enjoy buying the t-shirts. I've got ooh, um, but yeah, and I've also got new Late Night Funko Pops coming as well. With the new set, because they did in the new set. And it's but that can only that can only last for so long, and there was points um and there was points throughout his promo of him and his promo exchange. I'm like, oh God, how long before Heyman's beats the owner on him, and as soon as Heyman's that's not a prediction of that, but as a spoiler, or you knew Aaron had end the LA night again would be canon for her, and at this point, in his WWE career, he's like 41 years of age, and you know what TKO are like, cutting older stars that they don't see any value in, that WWE aren't really doing anything with, despite being a billion-dollar corporation. They are still cutting talents left, right, and centre, and I really feel like every job LA Knight does to these heel factions. I really feel like it's only a matter of time before he gets future and ever to basically. Yeah, and that's a shame because he is my favourite wrestler in all of WWE, and one of the major. It's probably one of the major reasons why I am disenfranchised with the main roster shows at the minute, because Night is doing all of these jobs basically, and to others, because I think he's worth a lot more than the other. The guy's getting good crowd reactions, and I don't want to say he's totally buried, because the fans still very much in his corner, but that can only last for but that can only last him for so long. The guy's getting no momentum anymore. Every time he picks up a victory on yeah, thoroughly the episode of Smackdown, you're like that. Okay, he's finally got a win. it's nice, etc. But you know in the back of your mind that eventually he's going to out to job out to somebody else, and you knew with the exchanges he's had with if we're on break or on Raw and Smackdown that that he was obviously going to lose his to Oliver Eye for Night of Champions, and they keep always putting Erling out into these situations, and I'm just I'm just kind of getting I'm just kind of getting frustrated and so I call that the only way you can reboot this guy is move him move him over to Raw at this point because he's already won the United States Championship twice and you took it off him pretty quickly both times in my opinion. The only way you can reboot him on the WWE main roster is have him so it's brand and be drafted over to Monday Night Raw because what else is he only doing SmackDown? He's not going to be in the title picture to challenge John Cena because Cena's only got 6 months left on on his retirement tour, as they call it. And from what I gather, that's so legit. So he's not going to be challenging John Cena. Um, so you'd be as well. So you'd be as well moving him across to Monday Night Raw. Have him take the piss out of Dominic Mysterio on the mic and have him feud with Dominic Mysterio and have him eventually take the IC belt. Do something with him because he's just been left otherwise, and I really don't see WWE making him a future world heavyweight champion. I think the time for that is past. To be honest, it's because they keep killing the guy's momentum at every opportunity, and it's obvious. And it's obvious that he's only in the Money in the Bank matches to fill a spot. WWE can't see what can't see what I'm seeing, and yeah, I just don't see them ever putting a title on him now. Triple H can always Triple H can always say, "Oh, it's a slow burn, long-term booking." Well, you're actually cutting the balls off him every time he builds moment, and um, and as I've said before, Triple H's comments about fuck being a critic, be a fan, and it's like I'm trying to be, but you're making it impossible Sybil, because you're head of creative and you keep destroying my favourite wrestler all the time. So I don't really see the point of you keeping early night on SmackDown because he isn't going to be anywhere near the WWE title. Oh, to be honest, and I think that's why they are starting this feud with Braun Break, or essentially because he's going to be no young yourself Rollins because I think that'll be Sami Zayn's in fight to take the title over himself Rollins because they're doing a Daniel Bryan-esque storyline with Sami Zayn at the minute. But yeah, guys, that's my but yeah, guys, that's my thoughts on the whole early night situation at the moment, and just kill on another point before I end the video. Um, in must have done something serious so wrong, but actually, ages he pissed somebody off or something because it's a real sort of head scratcher when you really you think about it. Because the guy's got all the talent, the guy's a top merchandise seller, and as I said, that the guys get to the guys get to new funk up um out in the same out in the same set that was just announced. So I don't really see what I don't really see what the problem is, and I'm starting on out as well, 'cause as I've said, airline, I as obviously as obviously for you on years of age, and if WWE don't do anything soon, I think um will be on the shopping block. You saw it, you saw it with a voucher with a few weeks ago, and the only reason why I am the name that was because there was a sizable amount of fans chanting for a truth and using a hashtag. I was one of them. So yeah, so I wouldn't be too surprised if they don't do anything insignificant with the early night will be next to that shopping before for TKO because we've already said um goodbye to a lot of the different talents and as the year on, and I wouldn't put it past to them to actually um L in but yeah, have them actually feud with the Dominic Mysterio and with Morgan actually being out as well. It is kind of a missed opportunity that hasn't happened. As a kid, wind up both for 11 on, but obviously with Morgan's out injured. but it just seems to me that it just seems to me he's a jobber for Triple H's favourites, and he was essentially a Triple H guy. I could have came in and during the two he went to the Papa Akin Gold era, him and Cameron Gibb Ames had an interesting feud with ARL Knight with his buddy for the million all champion. But yeah, guys, those are my thoughts. And yeah, it's just a bit of a sad it's just a bit of a sad reality and truth that L in eight is basically now a jobber, now a jobber, was healed for actions, is he so much more, like, share and subscribe and the recent videos will pop on screen at the end of the video. I've been experimenting with um eels and kinda condensing the titles of the videos so that it makes it easier for people to read. But yeah, guys, remember to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you over very soon.